Good morning. Yeah, as mentioned already, I'm the director of Olaver. So I'm presenting Dennis House this morning for you guys for the EmAGN Project Award. I'd like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people as the traditional owners of the land in which this project is situated, which is in Northcote, so the inner northern suburbs of Melbourne, between the Merri Creek and the Yarra River. It's a... Oh, I've skipped straight to this. So this is the team that were loosely involved in the project. This one in particular was myself and Michael's project. So Michael was actually registered right towards the end of delivering this project. I had to double check that I was eligible for EmAGN. I was like, am I quite there? But yeah, I graduated in 2012, so that gets me across the line, I believe, and was registered in 2014. Yeah, exactly. But that being said, the team over the past 8 years has consisted entirely of members from the EmAGN demographic. Yeah. And many of my team have registered whilst working with me or shortly thereafter. So I feel like I've fostered an environment of learning, and I've really enjoyed doing that. It makes it harder at times, but it's been fantastic. But my practice is now moving to a point where I have an associate, Tom, and Bridie, who's a fantastic architect, and they're sort of taking a little bit more of that leadership pressure from me. But yeah, they're also from the EmAGN demographic. I've put these photos in here. This is Michael, who I've already mentioned was the main offsider on this project, along with myself. Jay, who was a student at the time doing the measure up. Lucia with me, my son Roman there, who's not an architect yet, and Bridie taking some photos on site. Yes, I really like to foster a collaborative sort of team and environment, and teach everyone that, you know, everyone's opinion's valid, and that we really need to lean on each other, but not just people within the practice. I think it's really important to drum home how important it is to learn to collaborate with those outside your profession, with contractors, with subcontractors and consultants, and this project's a really good example of that. Everyone was involved in the initial design sketch, so going to that, just fast forwarding and back and forth, but that's the house that we demolished and built this new house upon. There's the existing California bungalow, and our clients really wanted to do a renovation. So at the beginning, we did a team of design skis, and that we do that most Fridays. The whole team gets out the yellow case, we start sketching, and we take each other's ideas. And these are two of the concepts we originally came up with. One being this renovation, which we soon learned wasn't going to fit the bill in terms of what the clients were after. Another being a new build, which was entirely orientated towards the north, which we thought could have been a fantastic outcome. We called it Longhouse, it could have been quite beautiful. However, they were really interested in having a really connected family life, so we felt that this was too divided up. But so early on, the third concept we presented was this courtyard house. I did start off just trying to be Roy Grounds, realised I couldn't be, and pushed the courtyard out to the side. So the courtyard was important to bring north light into the house, and this is the feasibility plan that we presented, and it really didn't deviate too much from this, so I'll present to this one. You enter here, living room to the north, courtyard in the middle, central reading nook here. The stair actually moved over that later on. Kitchen, dining, study, butler's pantry / storage, laundry, little mudroom underneath, small studio out the back. Then upstairs, a landing and rumpus room facing the courtyard, bathroom, 2 kids' bedrooms, and a master suite to the west. This diagram was prepared by Jess, one of the students in the team. It's concrete insulated slab, recycled brickwork. Then this is where the real learning came in, the CLT. So CLT and brick were the predominant structure on the ground floor, and a CLT stair. And then the entire first floor is constructed of CLT with a CLT roof. So why CLT? This was designed during COVID, like the previous project. The clients were really interested in sustainability, so we sort of pushed everything we could from a sustainable perspective. However, I would note that at 5,200 per square metre, it was quite a low budget for the project, so we also had to deal with that. We suggested CLT as an option to avoid some of the supply chain issues that were prevalent at the time, and also the escalating costs of pine. I spoke to XLAM, who were the supplier, and they said that their prices weren't going up, so it seems like a really good way to sort of lock ourselves in early in the design process. So this was in May 21, which was literally a month after we presented that feasibility. So we learned quickly about CLT. Michael, I mentioned already, he pretty much documented the project himself in his spare bedroom over Zoom with me, essentially. And he and I worked it out by talking with consultants and subcontractors. Yeah, and then that's the real deal. That's it all getting craned in on site. So yeah, it's just a really good example of learning through sort of putting yourself out there, being creative, getting experience on the job, and tackling problems as they arise. I think one of the really important aspects that we're able to achieve in our practice, because we do build a fair bit, is everyone gets a lot of exposure to construction, so a lot of contract admin from the early days. And yeah, Michael, as I mentioned, was able to get registered doing this job. I've learned so much from it. We're now doing a second and third CLT house. So I have learned from this one, so one of the reasons why it didn't turn out sort of substantially more cost effective than a traditional sort of brick or brick and timber extension was that we were interfacing the brick and the CLT. So now I've learned that that just pushes things up. So this next one we're doing for the CLT. Yeah. That's the project essentially. And yeah.